Now, the latest ITV news in London.
Tonight, left out on the streets, the numbers of young homeless people in London doubles. Charities warn of the bleak realities of the pandemic and fear the worst is yet to come.
We have 18, 19-year-olds coming through our doors who are on the streets and, as a consequence, very vulnerable.
As infection rates in the capital continue to rise, we're in one of the worst affected boroughs. Also on the programme, the greeting that got these brothers put in handcuffs. They're now suing the Met. Celebrating London's talents, how black pioneers are being put on the map. And the million reasons why Tony is the pride of Britain. Now, she was known as the Queen of the Ivories and can count Elton John as one of her biggest fans. And now there's a campaign to get wider recognition for the work of Winifred Atwell. She and the artist's model Fanny Eaton are both to have black plaques put up in their honour. And here is one of them now. It is Winifred's, the first black person to have a #1 hit in the UK. So it's all about recognising the contribution of black Londoners. And we can talk to two of the people behind the idea, Joseph Ogunmokan and Dr. Jack Bueller. Welcome to you both. First of all, Joseph, this was an idea that was dreamt up in your team at an advertising agency. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you. It was an idea that was dreamt up by two young creatives at our agency, Sam, who's of Nigerian descent, and Ken, who's of Filipino descent. And in the wake of the Black Lives Matter movement, realised that here in this country and in London in particular, we needed a reckoning with our own Black British historical understanding. And so, we found out about the amazing work Dr. Jack was doing with the Nubian Jack Community Trust in erecting plaques to influential British Londoners.
Joseph, normally people would be commemorated with blue plaques. Why did you decide to take a different path?
Specifically, we wanted to amplify the amazing work that Dr. Jack and the Nubian Jack Community Trust are doing. So a great way to do that was to differentiate the colour of the plaques and to make them black, to enable them to stand up and stand out in the midst of the current blue plaques that we have, with the intention to then make permanent blue plaques for these influential black Londoners.
So let's have a look at why they're being commemorated then. Have a listen to the wonderful Winifred Atwell. She was brilliant. Dr. Jack, this is exactly what your charity is all about, raising awareness. Tell us some more about Winifred and her work.
Well, Winifred Atwell was not only the first African-Caribbean woman to have a #1 in this country, she's the only woman to have an international instrumental #1 period. She's a remarkable woman. She studied classical music and just as a hobby started to do ragtime, and she changed the face of British popular music, influenced the likes of Elton John and a number of post-war pop stars. She's a remarkable, phenomenal woman. But we're not only honouring Winifred, we're doing Fanny Eaton, as you said, Fela Kuti, Phil Lynott, William Cuffy. It's extraordinary the amount of contributions of our common heritage that perhaps us average British people, not only of African descent, do not know.
Yeah, I think that's very true. Look, we can't overlook Fanny, as you say. Tell us more about her work. Extraordinary. She was a model in the 1840s.
Indeed. Fanny was born in the Caribbean, came over to England and helped to decolonise and helped to also deracialise the notion of what beauty is. She was the first black supermodel, and we're going to have a lot of fun installing her plaque as well. Like I said, there's 30 plaques going across the capital, and I was really chuffed when Havas approached me and said that they wanted to erect a number of temporary plaques and turn them blue. And we actually need the general public to support us to fund these plaques so that we can permanently memorialise and celebrate our common cultural heritage.
OK, something to look for in London. Gentlemen, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Still to come, we'll have the weather, plus rashes of bacon and sausages.